to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. We got a lot to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. So it's time to crush.
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King, with an unusually long show today. This show is going to be long pause, strictly for the fact that it is Friday the 13th, and I'm supposed to put on a mask or something and scare your ass, but these Sony fire chats is scary within itself. Now, I want to set you up. I want to let you know this, man. All the stuff is scripted. All the stuff is, they rehearsed this for a while. The vision is for them to transcend over to an all-digital device, which will be the handheld. See, what they want you to do, and let me tell you the strategy. This is the reason why I say hashtag no PlayStation 6. No matter what handheld device they're going to give you, it's not going to be large enough to keep your whole library. Actually, it's going to be smaller than what a console will be. But they will still offer you a PlayStation 5 console. The PlayStation 5 Pro will be the best place where you can experience the PlayStation ecosystem. But this handheld is where they're trying to steer their market. Now, I just want you to understand this. You guys really think that I'm against you. I'm not against you. Actually, I'm probably the most pro-consumer, pro-choice, if you will, when I'm talking about consoles that you get to buy. I don't hold it against you. You can have all the consoles you want. I don't care. You see right here, it's me and J-Dub is going to be playing. It's going to be the bot versus the pony, or the pony versus the bot. He's going to be playing Xbox games on PlayStation, and I'm going to be playing Xbox games on Xbox from Game Pass. And we're going to see, is there any difference? Is there an advantage? Whatever the hell. But we're going to try to bring communities together. That's on Frontline Gaming Streams. But right here on Xbox Frontline News, you guys are almost to that goal. Now, you got the glizzy suit, and that's going to be tomorrow. But I gave this whole fire chat to my members. And the reason why I did it that way, no interruptions, just the pure fire chat, so you can watch it and so you can get the information from it and you can have your own opinions. So tomorrow when we go live, you can jump in and say, yo, King, well, this part I didn't agree with you. This video here is for people that's not members. This video here is for me to laugh at. For me to laugh at these guys and to make fun. Poke fun, make jokes. This is what we do. This is a satire. This is a show. This is not a podcast. Don't get it twisted. But at the same time, be as informational and as informative as possible. Now, you have a lot of PlayStation dudes talk about Kane gives you misinformation. That's a damn lie. I'm reading straight from the articles that you see. But when I tell you hashtag no PlayStation 6, that's my opinion. And you guys get pissed off and you butthurt about me telling you how I see the industry, where the industry is telling you. But if you don't believe me, listen to these dudes, because I'm sick and tired of beating you up. Let them beat you up. Let them whip your ass a little bit. Okay, so this is one of the segments that I really wanted to key in on. Let's hear exactly from the host.
For joining us, Lynn. I have a number of questions I'd like to get to today. I'm going to start with the platform business. As Sony Interactive Entertainment and the industry as a whole move towards multi-platform gaming, how will you protect the value of the PlayStation console?
Now, first you heard him say, as Sony Entertainment and Interactive and the industry as a whole moves to multi-platform gaming. I want you to understand that part. He asked a very poignant question. As Sony Interactive Entertainment as a whole and the industry as a whole moves into this direction, what is their response? How do they protect the brand?
The PlayStation experience is not just about the gaming console hardware, nor it's not just about the content as well. It's an experience in a
It's not about the console. It's not about the gaming. It's an experience. I want you to understand the parroting talking points that are used from Microsoft and Sony These are all talking heads using the same tactics to distract you from their ultimate goal.
Community that shares this excitement. For over 30 years in the past, we've been committed to being the best place to play and publish. And this has helped us establish a dedicated community of 124 million players and an invaluable network.
Now, he says, over 30 years, they have only been able to peak at 124 million users. Out of 30 years, they have never grown outside of that fan base. They never grown larger than that fan base. It has only been the same 124 million individuals that have partaked in this company. Keep on listening.
Over the 4,000 creators. PlayStation console experience is designed to enable immediate gameplay in an immersive and accessible way. We're doing this in a completely integrated way, designing and manufacturing all aspects from the chips to the backend system. And we continue to look for new and innovative ways to broaden our reach.
They continue to look for new, innovative ways to broaden their reach.
And bring our content and a service to the players. The value of the PlayStation console is that still the best place to play, and it's growing as reach.
That was the first disingenuous thing that he said, that the best place to play is on the PlayStation platform. That ultimately is a lie, because you would not release sliders and extra features on your PC ports of your games. The best place to play the PlayStation games is actually on a high-power rig like myself that I have, my NZXT. Shout out to NZXT for being a sponsor on Frontline Gaming Streams and Xbox Frontline News. It's invaluable because that way I get a chance to partake in my games how I choose, not how he dictates it. Let's continue.
An even broader audience.
And you're quite right that we're continuously exploring new ways for players to interact with their franchises. It's important to realize that we're really thoughtful about bringing our franchises off console to reach new audiences, and that we're taking a very measured, a very deliberate.
Herm says he takes them off of console. And now I think it's going to tell you how it's a very thoughtful, very measured, very insightful way on which they're delivering this stuff, which is an absolute farce. The true thought process is those that didn't make their money back need to go get that bread. It's the mentality of the pimp and, dare I say, the trick. The situation is very, very tricky. But again, it's go make my money because you didn't make money here. Let's continue.
Deliberate approach in doing that. Particularly on the single player side, our tentpole titles, there's such a differentiated, the point of differentiation, I should say, for the PlayStation console. They're real showcases of the performance, of the quality of the hardware. So we want to ensure that players get the best experience from these titles. And
they want to ensure that the players get the best experience of their titles. And they're trying to keep you locked inside the ecosystem where don't look over at what the PC is doing. Stay right here so we can monetize you further, because we know over there on the PC is the wild, wild west. But please, we know that we're going to take our games other places, but the best place for you to play these titles is right here. So that would say, oh, we're going to purposely gimp our games? No, I would not think so, right? So wouldn't you want your games to be played best no matter what device that it's on, right? That's a fundamental thought process. If you believe in your software, because software is the driving factor, not the hardware. Because as you can see, out of 30 years, they can't crack the 124 million ceiling, while Nintendo cracks that ceiling with ease. Let us continue.
we're very thoughtful about how and if and how we bring these titles to other platforms.
And then we need to.
He said other platforms. He did not just say PC, because he would have leaned into PC. He would have leaned into mobile. He would have leaned into that. He said other platforms because why? They are a third-party publisher. But let's continue to listen to Herman Hulse, continue to dig himself into this hole. Because right now, this is the emasculation of the situation. If you don't see what's happening here, he has to own up for his losses. He has to stand trial. This is basically a court in which he will be berated and he will be parried and shown in front of the crowd for what he did wrong when it came to PlayStation. And he did a lot of things wrong.
To constantly understand the players' patterns and behaviors and ensure that we serve them appropriately. Harman and then myself are very, very focused on this and then investing as needed to evolve the PlayStation experience.
With cloud gaming more of a viable option than ever,
He wants to evolve the cloud gaming. He wants to evolve the experience.
before, do we need a next generation console? Is SIE developing one?
It's a great question. We have been in cloud gaming for
Now, he asked them very directly, are they making a next generation console?
over last 11 years. We deployed cloud gaming servers to support the PS3, PS4, and the PS5 generations, and then we are really proud about the quality we have been delivering. Cloud streaming.
That's another lie and another farce. They have probably some of the worst streaming ever. They got Genkai, and it hasn't been good, right? Let's keep it a beam. Like, we understand that they haven't lived up to that promise. But again, like they said, they've been at this for 11 years, right? 11 years, and you would think something more has come out of this. But let's continue.
To the PlayStation Plus Premium, and via the cloud streaming beta on the PlayStation Portal. It is one such way we are doing this. However, the business model for cloud gaming must be sustainable for the longer term growth.
Now, they said that the business model for cloud gaming has to be sustainable. Like, we got to get back more than what we're putting in. Now, they're going to tell you how great that the portal is doing. And I'm going to tell you why I believe handhelds is in their future, because he's going to say something that is very key to what I be talking about.
Cloud gaming is progressing well from a technical standpoint, as we have demonstrated with these offerings. But end-to-end network stability is not in our control. And the higher cost per playtime compared to the traditional console model remain as a challenges. Cloud gaming is increasingly providing an additional option for players to access content, but our belief is that the majority of players continue to kind of want to experience the gaming through a local execution without dependency on network condition.
Now, they're saying that, the variabilities of the network dictates good performance or bad performance. And that's a valid point. The closer you are to your router, you're going to have a better experience to what you're having. The further away that you are from your Wi-Fi situation will dictate exactly the bad performance that you would receive. Now, that lets you know that sometimes you see these PlayStation dudes talking about they have their portal and they're outside and they're all over the place. Listen, that's cap. What they do is they have a hotspot that's with them. So they're using a ton of data to get their stuff done. And that stuff doesn't come cheap. So again, I want you to understand, they understand that the end-to-end user tethered down through Ethernet, through local gaming is a better experience than what they're able to provide at the moment, even though other avenues and other companies have actually cracked that cloud gaming nut. Pause. They haven't, but they're trying, and it's been 11 years, and they're still at the piss poor performance in which they are.
And PS5 and PS5 Pro have validated these theses, I believe. Our console business has evolved into a multifaceted platform And we now have a large ecosystem of highly engaged players across both the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4 generations. So that's
So he answered if there's next generation hardware with, we have many different devices. We have the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 4 is holding back the ecosystem of the PlayStation 5. It is hampering the growth. If you see all of this, you so-called say is 80 million sold, not really, right? This is the reason why they changed the metrics to MAUs. Remember, when Microsoft changed their metrics to MAUs and gamer engagement, it was because they wasn't selling, right? So I want you to understand how Sony looks at sales, how they actually look at what's sold to stores and what's sold through customers. Sold through customers is a totally different thing. That's what's inside somebody's warehouse and not being utilized and used. And it's also a bigger thing when the majority of your fan base is still stuck in the last generation. But I want him to continue.
actually, therefore, there's a huge interest in our next generation console strategy. While we cannot share further details at this stage, the future of the platform is top of mind. We are committed to exploring a new and enhanced way for players to engage with our content in a
Now, he said they're looking at different ways to get to the to the user. He didn't say, he said, we can't share that stuff with you because our strategy is different. I told you, today's information, this fire chat, if you will, is going to be illuminating to the point that it's going to fundamentally change your whole thought process and who you see them as, right? Initially, you thought that the PlayStation 5 Pro was just a mid-generation stopgap to get you to the PlayStation 6. And a lot of you guys said you're going to forego the PlayStation 5 Pro in order to get a 6. Half of you haven't even upgraded from the PlayStation 4 because the metrics have dictated so. So now let's continue to what Noshino is saying.
services.
Typically, when we launch a new next generation console, operating income amount and segment margin declines in the year of launch. Should investors expect the same thing to happen if we launch a next generation console in the future?
So
Now, this is her turn to talk. And this is the best part because, again, they say user adoption rate, normally when you drop a new console, will drop to the floor. Now, you notice how he got out of that segment without answering if there's a PlayStation 6, right? Now, she jumps in to kind of save, so should investors, because remember, this is for investors. This is not for you. This is for investors. So should investors look forward to seeing a dip in revenue based off of the launch of a new console? And how can you mitigate those factors? Now, reading off a teleprompter, B, none of this is organic. Everything is scripted. They've been going at this for weeks. Let me tell you something. This, what she's about to say, is going to highlight why I say hashtag no PlayStation 6. We're going to run it up on these bums. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. You suckers shouldn't have never let me get started.
as Nishino-san mentioned, we're still exploring what the future of our platform would look like. So therefore, whilst we cannot provide any further guidance on operating income in future years, I would like to re-emphasize that our financial profile as a business has evolved in line with our strategy.
She said, it's still evolving. Why would it be evolving? You have done the same thing for 30 years. Put out a new console and move forward. What would be the fundamental change in how you do business, the same business that you've been doing for 30 years? Now, all of a sudden, that business has changed. What has changed that business to make it this way? I want to know, you want to know, we want to know, but let's get to it.
So we've reduced traditional cyclicality, as you describe it, by establishing a large ecosystem of players across both the PS5 and PS4 generations, which provides recurring revenues. So this has driven overall high and stable level of spend on content and services, which, by the way, now constitute over 2/3 of our revenue, providing a consistent, predictable, and profitable base of our revenue.
The reason why they're not leaving the PlayStation 4 generation in the past, the whole combined ecosystem, because they look at them as one whole, the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. They don't look at them as separate generations. They don't believe in generations. That was a lie. What they do believe is that PlayStation 4 and 5 is an ecosystem which has stabilized their numbers. So they can see the numbers be stabilized. They will never cut off the PlayStation 4 generation for the simple fact a lot of you guys have not made it over. The migration has been very small. The return on investment has been even smaller. And they are very fearful of introducing a new console to the market to see the same return of investment that the PlayStation 5 base has given you. The PlayStation 5 base has not been able to give you the same record sales that the PlayStation 4 has. This is the reason why they're hesitant, afraid, and won't push forward. My prediction of hashtag no PlayStation 6 is still in play.
PS5 represents our most engaged players with the highest spend per player versus prior generations. But our PS4 players as well are still active and spending as well. So by providing players with increasing options of how to access the platform, we're able to better target the different play patterns and monetization profiles of different customer segments. And as we continue to drive a multi-generational ecosystem into the future, we'll provide new ways for players to access the platform and experience our content and services.
If the word
They're going to experience different ways for you to access the content while not giving up on the PlayStation 4 nor the PlayStation 5. They will continue to service these people because they are the bulk of their revenue. They have not been able to establish a severe pipeline on the PC because they look at the PC as uncharted ground. And the reason why it's looked at as uncharted ground because they haven't made the complete leap to day and date.
the world does move to cloud gaming, what will the impact be on the PlayStation business? And what will be the impact on the PlayStation Store's take rate?
So I see cloud gaming as one of many ways to access content. However, regardless of access, we have many sustainable advantages in our business in the store. So on our customer side, our first-party exclusive titles enhance our catalog of great third-party content, which keeps players engaging and returning, right? And many of our players subscribe to Plus, which also keeps players coming back. Regardless of access, we look to provide a great experience for players through whatever device they're using to consume the content. And this commitment has allowed us to build a large and a curated audience of dedicated and highly engaged players.
No matter what device that they're using to engage with the content. You're hearing the more engagement factor of this talk now. And I want you to understand, this is not for you guys. This fire chat is to quell the fears over at investors. They have produced the lowest level of revenue so far. A 4% under is not cool. You cannot operate like that. So we're telling them that, we got to find different ways to get more engagement. He did say that the PlayStation 5 people, owners, have had more financial engagement and incentives. Let me tell you the reason why this is true. The reason why this is true is because you guys represent the digital guys, the complete digital. So digitally, they're getting 100% of their money from the store on first-party titles and 70% on third-party titles. They're actually making a nice grip of cash in doing so. Third-party, they get the 70% when they put it someplace else, and they get 30% from those people that are inside the ecosystem. The PlayStation 5 has been a lot more lucrative than the PlayStation 4 because this was fundamentally made to be a completely digital console. You have to understand who they are, what they are, and what they're trying to do. Let us continue.
Ensures that we are the best channel for creators to reach players. Additionally, we provide creators with tools and services to better market and monetize their games. So again, over 30 years, we have developed very deep relationships and then understanding of creator needs that allow us to continuously stay ahead on innovation and services.
For 30 years, they've been doing underhanded deals and making and building these relationships that they lean on heavy in lean times. Understand, Sony just told you, like that Black Myth Wukong, for 30 years, we've been leaning on our constituents in order to make sure that our underhanded deals will continue in this industry. But as we see, that hand is being loosened, and Microsoft and those people over at Nintendo, because big Nintendo's outside, we're going to get into that. That's a scary prospect for these dudes.
The 4,000 creators, which I talked about, of all sizes and types that we have relationships with, and the dedicated partner organization that serves them, give us a constant insight into their needs and how to provide ongoing value to them. All of those benefits remain for both players and the creators, and it will provide continuing value even access mode change.
Many investors are speculating that Microsoft is moving away from the console. If that's true, is that good or bad for PlayStation?
So we think that competition in the business is healthy and then pushes us to innovate. There are multiple participants who together drive the overall game industry. And while there are new engagement models being explored, we ultimately think this is a good thing.
He said, Microsoft, man, hurry up and get out the game, son. Don't make no console. This is a good thing for us because right now we at our weakest. Please, Microsoft ain't going no place. Right now, they have infiltrated the PlayStation. And the games that they do put over there, kind of old, some kind of new, but they're doing it to ultimately sink you. Now, they are putting out hardware, but they just found an innovative way to do so. And they also realize that you're stuck in your ways and you're not going to just willingly give it up. See, the level of ignorance on display here is absolutely insane. Microsoft and Xbox has found a workaround to get your games. And I know you're going to say it's not all the games, King. No, it's the tentpole title games that are making it over to the PC. What do you buy your PlayStation for? I know I don't buy it for third-party titles. For that, I have my Xbox, and I love Xbox first-party games, so I would like that ecosystem. The ecosystem is better for me. The PlayStation ecosystem, single-player game, I play it, I don't care, I disappear. That's what's happening. So you guys are looking at the wrong thing. If individuals are using this platform only for their first-party titles, and third-party titles are being sold over there mostly, with them releasing only one first-party per year, it's going to be absolutely terrible for them.
However, as I mentioned earlier, we are confident and committed on our current strategy. And there isn't an urgent need for us to pivot, but we will continue to monitor play patterns and invest appropriately as required.
You raised the price of...
He said, we don't need to pivot right now, but we're going to continue to monitor this situation because as these dudes get out of control and start really taking over the industry, we're going to have to make a switch.
the PlayStation Plus in the past. What was the rationale for the price increase, and what might cause you to raise price in the future? Music and video streaming services are raising price consistently. How frequently can you raise the price of the PlayStation Plus?
Notice how he said you raised the price in the past. What was your thought process behind that? But then he sat there and gave you a low-level reason. Everybody else is raising prices. So what will make you raise your price in the future? See, he gave you the hit, the cocotazo. But then he sit there and told you why he hit you. You shouldn't have touched that. But then he told you there'll be more cocotazos in the future. Oh my God. You guys better be ready. For the cocotazo is coming for you.
Yeah, so PlayStation Plus is highly valued by our players and then continues to drive the engagement. We are already
Stop the cap. Nobody cares about PlayStation Plus, not even PlayStation Plus users. You guys gank me every year for that 170 beans. Stop the cap.
seeing a trend toward adoption of higher tiers within our service, as evidenced by the subscriber mix we achieved in fiscal 24, where approximately 38% of players are now subscribed to a PlayStation Plus Premium or Extra tier. That's higher tier.
Look forward to a new tier showing up. This is what he's saying. Pricing will probably stay the same, but they will probably introduce a new tier that is higher, that's going to give you something like Crunchyroll, their movie options, the stuff that I said that can make their ecosystem better. Listen, I'm not going to hold you. If they threw Crunchyroll in there and that movie thing that they got in there, that whatever that thing is, because listen, I have Netflix, I have Max, I have everything. Disney Plus, throw your movie option into a higher tier. I'll spend the $20 a month. Throw Crunchyroll in there. I'll spend that money. But right now, I'm still have premium. I have the highest tier, but it's the worst out of all the streaming services that I have.
This is even after the global price increases we implemented in fiscal year 23. And more recently, the local price increases in the selected countries to improve our pricing strategy across certain market clusters and also to account for forex movements. These price increases were partly a result of the increasing value we bring to the players through the quality and the diversity of content we continue to add, as well as investment in the features to improve the service further, such as player personalization and enhanced content discovery. PlayStation Plus service offers great value for our players, and we will continue to add more value and adjust our pricing strategy in a dynamic way to maximize the profitability.
What did I just tell you? They're going to change it, they're going to flip it, and they're going to give it to you yet again. They're going to raise the price in the future. I told you, I never miss, bro. I never miss. Now let's get to this handheld that's going to be the future of PlayStation. Let's get to it.
Handhelds a part of your next generation strategy?
Yeah, the PlayStation Portal is part of our strategy to offer more flexible play styles. When we invested in a PlayStation Portal, we wanted to ensure that any handheld device we create would be able to provide players with the full PlayStation experience that they have come to expect through our consoles. We want to make sure our games look good when played on handhelds. The smartphone is too small a screen for high fidelity, so I wanted to approach portable gaming via streaming.
That is cap. So you told me that streaming wasn't good for 11 years. And the best way to experience the PlayStation ecosystem is from something from end to end user. So downloadable local would have been the best strategy for this device. That device was put together just to gauge interest in the marketplace to see if there was anything viable with it. And apparently they struck gold in some areas and they realized that there is a market for it. And let's continue.
Which led to the PlayStation Portal. Currently, the Portal owners spend 30% more time playing, and then later into the evening. It's showing the impact the Portal has had on the play patterns. Sales are progressing steadily, and then more importantly, it has unlocked additional engagement across our player base.
They said sales of this handheld is growing accordingly. This is the reason why they unlocked that you didn't need a PlayStation 5. They saw that compared to the normal PlayStation 5 user, a person who has a Portal plays 30% more in the ecosystem. That means that they're taking that Portal well into the night. You heard what he says. How can we take that information, put it in a device that we can get to you that can keep engagement higher? Remember, engagement is the key to that's driving everything behind this. Engagement.
So we remain committed to exploring new ways for players to access our content and services.
So now I'd like to move to the studio business. Totoki-san has said that the role of the PlayStation Studios has changed from that of a platform enabler and marketing tool to a profit growth driver. What has changed to increase profits?
He said games in the studios have changed to make profits.
What has changed to increase profits?
It's a great question. SAE Studio Business is now both the creator and the publisher of.
What has changed to increase profits?
It's a great question.
They demoted your ass. It's freaking crazy.
SAE Studio Business is now both the creator and the publisher of world-class gaming experiences, all while driving sustainable, consistent growth. And we do that, as always, through innovation and creativity.
As a third-party publisher, they're no longer just a content creator, but they're also a publisher. Remember, they open up their studios to publish games and to put games all over the place. You have to really listen to what they're saying. A lot of times you guys don't listen because you're too, I don't know what it is, like what you're caught up with. But again, they're a publisher and they're going to make their money.
And we're doing this by focusing on our three key strategic pillars. The first is continuing our leadership in single player. Secondly, by building our capabilities in live services. And then
he's the damn reason live services are in the crapper as it is. Him and Jim. Jim had the smarts to leave. He's sitting here and being emasculated in front of all of you. And listen, I would have just wanted him to just go, just leave. Don't be demoted in this manner, right? How are you sitting next to the person that you was co-leadership was? Actually, you was the one in line. They brought Notional in here because they didn't believe in you at all. And they just got him in there just enough to get a handle of the job and just demoted you. Oh man, I have no fun in doing this video.
Also by growing our franchises into IP powerhouses. Another important part of our evolution is our increased emphasis on operational excellence, and we do that to underpin that approach of achieving profitable and sustainable growth. We've established very strong cost controls. We have much more rigorous budget oversight processes now in place, and
because of you. Between you and Jim, everything has ballooned out of proportions to levels that are unheard of. But now Hiroki's in the place. He's shutting everything down, closing studios, shutting all the bloat. You, my friend, was the bloat.
we have also evolved our portfolio framework to enable making more informed choices and effectively balancing the profit potential with the associated risks that come with these opportunities. We've also changed the way we support our studios through central services, with more greater operational rigor, much more intentional, kind of top-down approach.
We're checking out to see what the hell these dudes are doing because Bungie was not delivering how they were supposed to. None of these live services are panning out. I'm freaking out over here. None of this stuff was what they promised. This has been bad for me, bad for you, bad for us.
To our portfolio, increased oversight of our development processes, and we have introduced some new ways of working that includes greater use of outsourcing, greater use of co-development, and a much greater integration of future-facing technology as well as data solutions into our workflows.
What he just told you is they're going to use AI to mitigate loss. Literally. Data solutions is what he's talking about, is large learning language models in which they will use to deploy in certain sectors of their company in order to reduce costs. Bro, you gotta listen to this corporal speech, this language that's being talked to you. You're not understanding it, and it's rough. This is rough.
How committed are you to live game services? Are you going to invest as much capital into live game services as you originally planned?
Yeah, we remain very committed to building a diverse and a resilient live service portfolio.
Stop the cap. You canceled everything. Yo, so they're just sitting in here lying. Absolutely just lying. They're just sitting in front of you telling you, yeah, we continue to invest all this heavy money into this situation, knowing damn well they canceled every game. They got like 3 games. Fair games, I don't know. I think that's dead. Marathon, which they're going to talk about in a few, but Marathon itself is on shaky legs, B. And they're going to sit here and they're going to cap for Marathon. Holy crap. They're going to cap. But then they, you know, every time you lie, you got to put a little bit of truth in it. But we know live service with you sucks, and it's not happening. What you should have did, what I've always told you, was take your single player games, add a component of multiplayer to your single player games. You already have the fan base there that want to engage more in your titles. Microsoft understood this very early on. Halo, multiplayer component. Gears, multiplayer component. Forza, multiplayer component. Everything. You have to really start looking at your IPs greater than what they are and stop making them separately from the package. You're too busy trying to steal money from the people that are already there. You're trying to upsell them on a separate item when you could just include the item and let that item grow and drive engagement. But you don't really care about your consumers, not in one least.
I mean, we have MLB The Show, Destiny 2, Helldivers 2, and these are all really good examples of the type of titles that we're looking to develop. These titles have already established an enduring player experience, a set of player experiences and communities.
Did this dude just say Destiny 2? Like he was there for that. Like the only thing that you have with Destiny 2 is you drop the bag off to them dudes so you can get some early content and keep it off Xbox. Tell the truth, Shane, the devil be who you are, man. You continue to do the same stuff, man, sitting here lying to these people, man, and you got these people tuning in looking at you, man. They're looking for leadership, man. And you ain't giving them that. That's why you are no longer the leader, man. Oh, this is rough. But the saga continues, man.
Across quite a wide range of different genres. And together that provides a really good foundation for our ambitions in this category. I would say that additionally, we are continuing to invest in new live services, with Helldivers 2 providing such a great example of the level.
Why is this guy going to always continue to tell you about stuff that they had nothing to do with? They're going to keep telling you, Helldivers was done, and then you showed up. Like, stop, man. You cannot make a multiplayer game yourself. You can't. Jim knew that. Jim understood that. That's why y'all went and got Bungie. And Bungie lied and deceived you all the way through.
Level of success we can achieve if we get everything right. So that game has been a true breakout success. It's been attracting and retaining significant community and very engaged players since we launched that back in February of 24. And this ongoing success, I think, is further evidenced in how we deal with the monetization. So microtransactions now in that game make up more than half of the revenue. We're also very excited.
He was super excited for microtransactions. It's just say loot crates and stuff. We like the way that we're able to make more money off your backs. And there's nothing wrong with that. If the content there, let it be there, man. Let it happen. I'm watching you, man. Nothing sounds good.
About Marathon's anticipated launch in this fiscal year.
Great.
We know damn well Marathon ain't coming out this year. We know damn well that y'all took away the money from Marathon. Ain't nobody anticipating that game, man. These guys here, man. You want to talk about Microsoft joint? These dudes here, man, the lies and deceit is wild.
Speaking of Marathon, what have you learned from your foray into live game services, including Concord? And how does this relate to Marathon and the recent alpha test?
Yeah. So live service, we really see that.
This is the part where they're going to run him over the coals, man. he asked him about Concord. And they know Jim is the one that was, God, Herm was the one that was sitting there pushing Concord. They know he the face of that death. Listen, man, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. But the glove fit him. He did it. He did it. But he had a co-conspirator in this whole thing, and that's Bungie. Bungie helped, man, put Herm. Hey, Herm. Get up out of there, Herm. Run.
As a great opportunity for us. But with this great opportunity are some unique challenges associated. So we talked about it, some early success, as with Helldivers 2. We've also faced some challenges, as with the release of Concord. I think that some really good work actually went into that title, some really big effort.
He's trying to justify why he stuck with it and didn't kill it off early on like he was supposed to. I think some really good work went into it. We blew the bag. We spent $700 million. And I really think there was some good stuff that came out of that. I mean, if you saw it like how I saw it, if you gave it a chance, please give Concord one more chance. Biggie, give me one more chance. Bad business.
But ultimately, that title entered into a hyper-competitive segment of the market. I think it was insufficiently.
Isn't he one of those people that don't take accountability? It launched in a hyper-competitive market. Like, you ain't see that stuff out there before you went. Like, they ain't tell you it was sharks in the pool before you jumped in the water. It's the reason why you ain't got no legs and they call you Bob. But you're going to sit here and cap. Like, it's everybody's fault but your own. You can't take no accountability, man. I'm starting to look at you different, man. This is a damn shame.
Differentiated to be able to resonate with players. And so we have reviewed our processes in the light of this to deeply understand how and why that title failed to meet expectations.
It was trash. The betas that you put out and the alphas that you put out, everybody told you it was trash. You did not want to listen. It was trash. We put new things in place. What? Oh, you started listening to people? If you did, you would have been canceled Marathon. It is trash. Man, this guy do not need to be here.
To ensure that we're not going to make those same mistakes again.
Look at Noshino. Noshino head is down. Noshino said, I ain't have shit to do with this. I had nothing to do with this. This is all him. This is his segment. Let him talk. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Said earlier, we've introduced much more rigorous processes for validating, for revalidating our creative, our commercial, our development assumptions and hypotheses. And we now do that on a much more ongoing basis. And that's the plan that will ensure that we're investing in the right opportunities at the right time, all while maintaining much more predictable timelines. For Marathon, it's our goal to release a very bold, very innovative and deeply engaging title. It's going to be the first new Bungie title in over a decade. So we're really excited for that.
Yo, he blaming Bungie. He said they ain't do nothing new in over a decade, son. So if this thing go bad, it ain't me, it's them. I hope y'all hearing all of this.
That release. We're monitoring, we're going through the test cycles, we're monitoring the closed alpha cycle that the team has just gone through. We're taking all the lessons learned, we're using the capabilities that we've built in analytics and user testing to understand how audiences are engaging with the title. And some of that feedback, frankly, has been varied. But
ain't nobody been engaging with your title. And yeah, it's been varied. Nobody want that crap. This is the last game. That's your last bastion, B. This is the only reason why you talking about it this long. It is your last hope, Obi-Wan. It's up, son. The jig is up. Y'all ain't got shit. It's over, Prime.
That's super useful. That's why you do these testing. And,
where's the PlayStation 6?
Testing and the constant revalidation of assumptions that we just talked about, to me, is just so valuable to iterate.
He said we assumed that it was going to be good. We have to revalidate our assumptions. Sometimes we hallucinate like AI. That's not a pickle. This a pickle. Pause.
And to constantly improve the title. So when launch comes, we're going to give the title the optimal chance of success. And this cycle of test, of iterate, test again, that is such a key component of the live service success, both leading up to launch, but also throughout the life of the game.
How stressful must that be every other week, your boss coming in, looking over your shoulder, checking the project that you just told him that you had? How stressful is that environment? That game ain't got no hope to survive. In a stressful environment when nobody's having fun, how can you get the best out of that title? You absolutely can't.
And we're committed to continuing to leverage our learnings to maximize engagement and player satisfaction throughout the life cycle of the title.
Great. What is your philosophy around creating IP? Is it a priority, and how do you ensure that it is differentiated?
At our core, we believe that
They talk about creating IPs. Oh, man, I can't with this dude. Yo, we got to move this forward. We got to get to the Switch 2 segment. Big Switch outside. I want to know if you're scared to go rumble with the jungle with the dude.
beyond the core competencies, and that helps us diversify our portfolio to appeal to new players everywhere.
I'd now like to
New
turn to the
players
business environment as a
everywhere.
whole. Some investors, to be quite honest, are concerned that the improved specifications of the Switch 2 and Nintendo's improved relationships with third-party publishers will lead to tougher competition for PlayStation in the next few years.
I.e., Switch got that 10-year contract with Microsoft, and they're going to be working with them. They're going to have Call of Duty be. What the hell are you doing to stop it? Our investors don't like this. They're about to run.
What do you think about those concerns?
Yeah, so we closely monitor the kind of overall gaming industry, including the action of other market participants. Additionally, catalysts in the market are great for the industry as a whole. And then as they invigorate the excitement and the demand more broadly. So it's great to have people launching new things. However, as I mentioned previously, we have a differentiated strategy.
Said our strategy is different from theirs. We're happy that they here. We ain't afraid of them. But our strategy is a little bit different than theirs. I don't really know how to answer this to kind of say my ass. I don't know.
So PlayStation 5 is designed for an immersive gaming experience. And this includes the innovative DualSense controllers features as well.
Said the way we will stop Nintendo is to use the DualSense. The DualSense will be our barrier from steamrollation. Because for 30 years, we only been able to get 124 million people max. And these dudes seem to crap on us every time with 180, 200 million. Help me, Lord. Why did I sign up for this job?
I believe PS5 level performance is required to achieve a great experience on big screens. And in this way, we have provided a unique offering for players and creators in this current console generation.
He said that the PlayStation is better suited for a big screen, while Switch isn't. Switch is dockable. It can go big screen, go little screen. Switch is versatile. I think you are shooting yourself in the foot.
However, publisher strategies are increasingly shifting towards being multi-platform. So more platforms can run the game, same game, which is great from a creator's perspective.
Scares the hell out of him. Said everybody gonna get their game. So again, what makes us different from them? He still ain't answered the question.
Among those platforms, our mission is that we will continue to be best place to play and publish. As such,
I don't know what you have to offer somebody as publishing because you're not the market leader. The market leader just walked in the building. So I'm trying to figure out what advantages do you offer? And you have still not answered the question outside of we got a DualSense.
we have empowered our creators to leverage our offering and the services to create amazing, unique experience for players.
you can't get no more amazing and unique than Nintendo Switch 2. Technically, all you are is an Xbox with exclusive titles, right? Because your games are available on Xbox. Actually, Xbox is the only place that you can play mainline Final Fantasy line. Like if you want to play Start to now, that's the only place that you can do that. Is over there on Xbox. Seriously, the only thing that you got that they don't got is like a God of War. The moment that your stuff become available on Xbox, you are the same. What changes you to stop the tide from Nintendo? Nothing. Nothing. I'm gonna say it for you. Nothing.
High engagement and a great monetization opportunities. We have done this consistently.
He said you got opportunities to make more money with us. Stop the cap. Nintendo titles sell through the roof. You're bugging.
As the industry and the competitive dynamics has evolved. And of course, PlayStation Studio and our franchise have a special role in showcasing the PlayStation experience.
Now he's going into the PlayStation experience. You heard about the Xbox experience, right? Now the PlayStation experience. Mr. Me Too face. Yo, this is all about investors being afraid. You got to hear this because I got to hear the cap on this is wild crazy. And then I'm going to skip because I got this video up for members. Y'all can watch this without me on the commentary. You can give your own opinions, and then we could talk about it when we talk tomorrow on the live show. You guys could jump on, and we could talk about it on Saturday's live show. But I'm going to tell you right now, B, this is wild crazy. You got to hear this part. This is the part that almost made me pee on myself.
Some investors are also concerned that Nintendo's appeal to the younger generation could lead to market share declines for PlayStation if those younger users choose not to graduate to PlayStation as they age. What is Sony Interactive doing to increase its addressable market among younger users and its overall mix of users?
You trying to get rid of that UNC status, that OG status? What are you going to do to appeal to the YNs? The YNs of the world, what makes you nice for the YNs? You UNC status right now, man. OG status, B. 30 years in the game, you holding it down. Know your name. Wrap your chain. You know what it is. Why would the YNs pick up your console, B? Let me know, man, because the YNs ain't talking about you in the street, man. We want to know what's up.
PlayStation brand and offering has resonated with a wide range of players over 3 decades now. And number of the users engaged on our platform continues to grow. By supporting such a large number of creators, we are able to provide the largest range of content available.
By money hat and stuff, we're able to keep the creators on our side. And we got a large amount of them. And we got a lot of stuff. Please grow with us.
Catering to all demographics, geographics, and play styles, etc.
Yo, why can't you answer the question, B? He asked you what you got for the kids. Wu-Tang for the kids. What do you got for the kids? He said Puffy cool and all that, but what do you got for the kids? Holy!
So we believe that by constantly investing in players' relationship with the brand and our relationship with creators, we will ensure we stay close to all players' hearts through their lifetime.
We're banking on nostalgia. We're banking on dudes just being in that cult mind state. Man, please don't leave me, man. Please don't leave me. Let's get to the answer with AI before I wrap this up. And then I'm going to show you how he just going to sun Herm. It's crazy.
Artificial intelligence. What is the potential of artificial intelligence in the game industry? And how is it being used at Sony Interactive? Can it reduce costs when making games, developing next generation consoles, or in corporate functions?
So we are actively exploring and investing in AI, the machine learning across the organization. Our near-term focus of these investments.
What I told you. Like everybody else, They're no different from anybody else. Okay? The only thing is Microsoft and Xbox is literally in the AI cloud streaming business, while Sony is dabbling in these businesses. That's the main difference.
Has been to increase productivity and support data-driven decisions. This includes areas such as like PlayStation Store discovery, fraud management, and then general IT thing. Additionally, we introduced Copilot and ChatGPT across the organization last year.
Technically, we use Microsoft Copilot because we don't have anything that's equal to that, and we use ChatGPT. We know that they're in bed with each other, so why don't you think that Microsoft knows everything that they're doing? Y'all are simpletons.
And the vast majority of users are now experiencing increased efficiencies as well. So longer term, we are exploring the new possibilities with using AI to enhance gaming experiences in the new ways for players. These initiatives are still early, but there are promising areas we are excited about.
Yeah.
So he didn't say anything about the fact that they using AI to take people jobs, which we know that is the case industry-wide. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole today. I'm just going to get to the part where he just like neuters him, and then we're going to go on, and then we'll talk about it. I'm going to wrap it up. This is crazy.
And also with the continued strength and reliable delivery of our tentpole titles, incremental revenue also generated by going off console with our first-party IP. And finally, the strict cost management and the operational excellence we have in place. All of these are ongoing trends that we will, of course, continue to monitor and improve everywhere we can. So I do expect these trends to continue going forward.
So
Off
in closing,
console.
I'd like to turn to Nishino-san. As the new sole CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, what keeps you up at night?
Ah, man, that must burn. As the new sole CEO, and Herm had to sit there, man. That sucks. But I want to thank each and every last one of you guys for coming out on this unusually long ass show. Pause. Now a lot of you guys are gonna be like, "Hey King, I need to know where the timestamps are." Ain't no damn timestamps here, B. It's just me. I'm the producer, the editor, the improviser, everything. I'm the talent. I'm the technician. I'm all that in a bag of chips, B. Listen, one of these days I'll make it happen. When I can get me an AI situation that can help me out, then I'm gonna make it happen for you. But right now, B, that ain't the wave, and that's not happening. But I hope you liked anything that you saw here. Now you saw that they're gonna start running it up on you bums. They're looking for new ways to monetize you. They're looking for new ways to grow PlayStation Plus by adding extra tiers and taking your money. Because remember, they raised the price on PlayStation Plus but gave you nothing. I don't think that trend is ever going to stop. They're taking credit for other people's work. They haven't produced a live service game of their own. This fool had the nerve to say MOB the show. Come on, man. The only time that you made more money is when you put it on Xbox. Other than that, you was making the same 2 million sales. And that wasn't enough. And MOB, shout out to MOB for seeing how stupid you are. But like I was saying, if you were smart, you'll be producing your games on Xbox. So you can get 100% of your bread, well, 70%. Now you're going to lose money. Xbox is going to get your games anyway. Yeah, you sold to Steam, but you could have sold directly to Xbox to get your bread. You could get bread in 2 different areas. Why are you limiting yourself? This is how I know you're stupid, just like your fan base. And I'm telling you, I can't stand those toxic little low IQ individuals. Actually, you dudes can disappear. But y'all come over here to hang out because this is where the entertainment is. Well, y'all know Fight Night Fridays went up, and I hope people come out to play. Mega, come out and play. Cormega, come out and play. Everybody think I got beef with Cormega. I don't. Pause. Just show up. Fight Night Fridays. Bring it. But this is the part in the video I'm going to tell you, like, follow, and subscribe. Hit that notification button because the king do his thing all the time. And if you thought I was running from the smoke, I told you Hashtag no PlayStation 6. We're going to run it up on these bums. They don't want no PlayStation 6. You want one and you ain't even buy a 5 yet. Get a load of you. But what I'm going to do, like I always do, tonight, tomorrow night, and every other night, is try to play the Game Pass.